Hi everybody, thanks for tuning into another video on TK's Tech Corner. Today we're going to be taking a look at CRKD's brand new Nitro deck. This here is a Nitro deck Plus. It's a new model with a few refinements of the last one. Significant change that I can see straight away as well, which we're going to talk about in the minute. So we'll crack it open, we'll give it a quick test. I've got a Nintendo Switch here as well, and we'll compare it to the old Nitro deck as well, which was in itself a great device, but there were a few problems that were highlighted when we reviewed that one. So let's get this one out of the box. Now, I just noticed on here, I'll be honest, I did not know this. It's got a Bluetooth logo on it. I don't know if that means it can act as a wireless controller when this is actually docked in the official dock, for example, so that you can use it in wireless mode as well. If we can, that would be great to see that working as well. So we'll test that out. And I believe this also has a docked mode now, which the old one never had, meaning you can actually run your Switch in docked mode whilst this is in the Nitro deck, so you don't need to keep taking it in and out. It's got a USB-C to HDMI adapter, which hopefully is actually included. And then you can just carry on playing on the big screen without the need to keep removing it from this device. So first thing I've noticed different, from packaging perspective, the box was roughly the same, but we've got this here. Look at this. We've got a nice carry case now. Now it's not going to protect it physically, but from scuffs and cosmetic scratches and stuff, that will definitely protect it. So a nice soft pouch there. I'll throw that in there. That feels very nice. I'm going to put that aside for a second, and I'll bring the old one out in a minute as well. In the box, we also have some attempting to switch the Nitro deck, open Switch console settings, and turn on Pro Control and wide connection. I think I've done that anyway. Same information they had in the old one, to be honest. So that's there. A bit more paperwork. I'll take all of this out just in case we need it. There's nothing else in there other than, as I mentioned, a USB-C to HDMI adapter, which is there for the dock mode. So we've got everything we need to test that out. I think if I can get a tablet or something on the table just to test the C HDMI output, we'll test that out if we get a second. If not, at least you know it's probably going to work. I've thrown all the boxes aside. You might have heard the noise. So, new Nitro deck Steam Deck. I've got a transparent black one. This comes in a few different colors. I like the color combination of that purple on black. So for the analog sticks, you can see that we've got this shiny purple or chrome purple type effect. I like that color combination a lot. The big thing here to notice, I have mentioned there is a big difference here. If you haven't already noticed, you probably can, is they've gone non-conventional with the button format here. For good or worse, I don't know. We'll find out as we test it more. But they've got the analog sticks both on the top now. Now, the traditional Switch layout, as you know, and also the old Nitro Deck Plus layout was the second analog stick was actually at the bottom. Now, there was a slight problem with this. This is quite tall. So reaching over that to hit your buttons, I didn't notice it immediately, but I did notice it, feel it afterwards, was the stick was a bit tall. You can change them, but this is the original stick that came with it, and it, you know, you're leaning over to hit that. It was from a layout perspective not optimal. It wasn't the most uncomfortable thing, must admit, but it wasn't optimal and optimized. Now we've got two dual hall analog sticks here. They feel buttery smooth. I like the caps on there. Again, I think these are changeable. They do pop off. So if you so wish to put the old ones on there, you can do so, as you can see right there. And I do like the actually like the concave design of the old ones. So I might switch between them as I test this thing out more and more. L3, R3 buttons clicking very, very nicely indeed. ABXY buttons, they feel exactly the same as the old ones. They feel a bit lighter, to be honest. Just checking out, ever so slightly lighter to press the old than the old ones. And we've also got two additional buttons here on the sides. Now I'm guessing these are programmable buttons. We've got the macro buttons on the back as we did in the old ones, but we've got now these two additional buttons on the left and right, which is interesting. Start and select buttons, or plus and minus buttons on the top where you'd expect them, and also the screenshot buttons and home buttons are here as well. The home button, this one had I think this was light up CRKD button. This one has just got a plain black circle, hasn't got any logo on it this time. Analog sticks there, are exactly the same as they were. They feel identical, as do the shoulder buttons. So that's for comparison, the difference between the new and old on the buttons. Let's quickly go over to the back. They've both got the same kick out stand, no change there, exactly the same. Yep, the same. It's got resistance on it to allow you to position it into numerous different angles, which is quite nice. A lot better than the, well, mind you, the built-in OLED stand is actually quite a significant improvement over the old one anyway. On the back here, we've got a program button. That's to program the macro buttons, as on the old one. Both have a little reset button in there as well. And from a labeling perspective, the HDMI input and output are labeled exactly the same as well. So you've got USB-C, sorry, not the HDMI. You've got in and out, input, output. That all physically is exactly the same. And to be honest, from that perspective, these look like they're almost identical. So nothing's really changed there. Now, if I hold, because it's saying it's got Bluetooth built in, if I'm going to hold something, I wonder if it's going to turn on. Maybe it needs to be charged, maybe it doesn't, I don't know. Maybe it needs to be powered to connect wirelessly to the switch. It may be the case that it needs to be powered via a power bank or a power adapter, which almost defeats the objective of it, but there we go. It's not turning on. So let's plug the switch in and see what happens. I've got a switch here. I don't know what game's running on it. No idea what I was last playing. Something on N64 apparently. Let's plug it in. It goes in nicely as expected. It's paired, so it looks like it's working. Let's fire up Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Feels nice. This feels quite natural to have both analog sticks there. I don't know why. It shouldn't, but it does. I don't know how it's going to fare when we're playing games because, well, I guess it depends on what game you're playing. Because when you're playing, oh look, by the way, even though you couldn't see the logo there, when it lights up, it is there anyway. So, and that's the home button, as you can see. Games seem to be working absolutely fine. Let's get some volume going on there as well. I'll continue to load up the last auto save, whenever that was. Yeah, let's fire that up. Right, so from a comfort perspective, now what I'm not getting was what I was getting with that one, was the analog stick was actually quite uncomfortable. You're reaching down here, and when you're pressing the buttons, you're reaching over it. That's gone. So for Zelda, this is actually a very, very comfortable and natural position. So both your thumbs are there where they should be. You're not stretching them out of place, because that was a hell of a movement to do, right? This feels really, really nice all of a sudden now, as you can see there. Comfortable. Your thumbs are resting in a natural position where they should be, and that feels great. So I think immediately for Zelda, at least, this feels great. Now it may be that when you're using a game where you're predominantly using the left stick and the buttons, that you're having to lower your thumb position and grip a bit. You're altering your grip a little bit to have your thumbs predominantly on the 4 buttons, but at least you're not hampered by an analog stick. So again, I think that's a win-win. Again, time will tell. The more time you spend with these things, the more you figure out whether they're useful or not, or how comfortable they are. But overall, that feels really, really nice. The analog sticks do feel nice. I like the little grippy dimples they've got on these ones. Again, you can switch them out if you feel like it. No problem whatsoever. So I could just switch this out like so. Right, even the clicks are working nicely. We've got programmable buttons at the back, which are pre-programmed to something. Looks like ABXY. And we've got the side buttons here, which at the moment I have no idea what they do whatsoever. I'm just going to have a quick look in the instructions manual to see if it tells me whether they're programmable buttons or not. It would be nice to know. It has no information on what the side buttons are. I could probably stick it in the app and figure it out if I was really interested. Maybe if I press the program button, we'll find out. If I press the program button, nothing's really flashing on there, so I've got no indicator lights as to what's going on. I'm holding the program button, and that light is now flashing purple. So, I think I've touched something I probably shouldn't have, or maybe I waited too long. So I'm going to hold the program button again, and then press the side button, and it vibrated. Now if I press A, and then press that again, Mind you, A is not doing anything, is it? So let's try another button. Let's try that button. Let's try Y. So if I press the program button and that, and then Y, no, not getting it. I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. Probably after this video, how to use this thing properly. See, that does vibrate when I press it, but it's not actually doing anything. So I'm guessing there is a method of programming this. Pressing all 3 buttons. Maybe I have to do it the other way around. Maybe I have to press one of the main buttons first. So there you go. That's working now. So the way you do it is you hold the program button and then you press one of the main buttons and then you press the button you want to program it onto. That is now acting as the Y button. How accessible are these buttons? I think they're quite accessible. So you've now got 6 programmable buttons on this, which is just fantastic. You could probably do button combinations, and that's where this is really, really going to come into play, right? I don't know if it's going to record a whole macro. I can try and record a macro, for example. So let's try that, right? So let's try recording a macro. So if I'm going to hold the program button, it's going to flash purple. I'm going to hold. No, it's not working, is it? No, it's not working. Okay. I was wondering if I could record a whole macro, but it looks like it's not allowing me to do that. It's not allowing me to press the left trigger when I'm in that programming mode. So that's not done anything. What I'll do, I'll try and record movement with a D-pad and see if that does anything. So it does record the analog movement. It's strange that it doesn't allow me to use the left trigger, because if it did, I would be able to actually record some macros like that. Strange. Let's try once more. I'm holding the program button, it's flashing purple. Now you can see I'm not able to do anything with the bumpers or triggers for the programming, which is a bit of a shame. Interesting. Anyway, let's quickly see if we can test the TV out of this device. So I've got the this set up here now. I've got the deck with the USB-C to HDMI cable connected. This is going into my capture card, which is, oops, I've just dislodged it there, which is going into the PC via USB cable, and the software is running here. And what you can see here is it's working absolutely fine. I'm just going to pair a second set of Joy-Cons to this thing, hopefully. Yeah, it's working. So what you can see here now is the output on this is working absolutely fine with the provided USB-C cable. So you just need a HDMI cable, which you're no doubt going to have. So great solution to be able to use this in a docked mode without having to keep removing the switch from there, which is a great option. From a flexibility and portability perspective, I've just got a power bank here powering the device, so it's working absolutely fine. And I'll just quickly fire up a game just to see how it's working. Wonder if I can make this thing full screen. I probably can. There we go. How cool, playing Nintendo Switch on my Windows tablet. So we'll let this fire up. Let's pair the controller so it knows this is the one that I'm using. There we go, and we'll do continue. I'll do exactly what I did before and just load the game. I had restarted the console because I was having some issues with the capture card, but there we go, that's solved. The main thing is the output on that works as is expected. So wonder if you connect a hub to it and connect network card, etc., and get full functionality like you'd get out of the dock. Be interesting to try it out. If you're interested in me trying that out, let me know. I might give it a go. So there you can see this is working absolutely fine, and I'm about to probably not do very well. So on that note, I'll exit. The last thing that's probably worth trying for us here is, and I'm just going to get rid of this for a second. So that's all gone now. The last thing we're going to try, or nearly all gone, is we're going to test out the Bluetooth functionality. So now this thing doesn't have a battery built into it. So to use the Bluetooth functionality of this, what we're going to have to do is, I've still got the wrong analog stick connected. We're going to have to use a power bank to power it probably. So what I'll do, I'll first plug the power bank out just to prove that that is probably going to be the case. And we're going to get this out of here. So by pushing this up, I should be able to release the switch. As you can see, it's popped out there, then it just slides out. Now, again, there's no power in this whatsoever. There's no batteries in this, and it doesn't claim to have any batteries. It's completely dead. If I plug this in, it should hopefully be paired because it's been connected to it physically anyway. Now, if I press that button, you can see the power light is flashing. So it looks like this does have a Bluetooth connectivity mode, which I'm pretty sure the old one didn't have. And you can see that's working absolutely fine straight away. So it's connected. If I go to controllers, it comes up as the Pro controller. That's the second one there. And it's working absolutely fine. Let's go into, that's now my primary controller, and away we go. Absolutely fine. Now what's also working is even over Bluetooth mode, all these macro buttons are working as you'd expect them to anyway, which is good. So no problems there either. So that's everything that there was to really talk about this. We've tested the dock mode out. We've tested out the Bluetooth connectivity mode. I won't do this, but I do wonder, while I'm saying that, I wonder if this would work with, I don't know, an Android device or PC or something else like that. It'd be interesting to see what happens if I hold this and it starts flashing. It's probably going to go into, that's switching between hardware mode and Bluetooth mode, I think. That's going to a Bluetooth pairing mode. Chances are, if I grab my phone, that it will probably detect that as a device. So, no idea where my phone is right now, so I won't bother doing it. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to work with an Android device or PC or something else. So, on that note, I'll end the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up. Any questions, please ask them in the comment section below. And if you haven't already done so and you're enjoying the video, please subscribe to the channel by hitting that bottom right hand corner button. I really appreciate the support on the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.